Welcome to Feed Your Lion. I'm Dr. L.I.O.N, and I'm here to aid you in the mastery of total health, spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, and financial. So prepare to have your wellness tank filled up with this podcast. Another episode of Feed Your Lion podcast. So tonight's episode is a little bit different. Say hi, Joss. There you go. Jocelyn and I are in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and we are at the world famous Balloon Festival. We've been hanging out here all day. They're getting ready to do the evening liftoff, so I thought I would give you guys a lot of images of this. Look at that cute little ladybug. And basically walk you around. Maybe we can talk to a few of the balloon people and see how they got into this, the balloon enthusiasts. So yeah, Jocelyn and I have been here for about 3 days. We went to Santa Fe yesterday and checked that out, but this has been a bucket list thing for me for quite a while. And after multiple trials and errors this morning, Joss, was it not crazy this morning?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, we had to basically be in the car for 6 to 8 hours trying to get here today. So, you know, it was a fun time, but we made it. And anyway, so yeah, let's walk around and see if we can get a few people to talk to us here. So, how long have you been doing the balloon piloting?
I'm pilot since 2 years and a half.
Awesome. Okay. So you go all over. You said you're from Montreal?
Yeah. Normally we did the festival like in Canada.
Okay.
Like there's Gatineau and New Brunswick. There's some in Lac Saint Jean, but I choose to come here this year.
That's awesome.
Fiesta.
Yeah.
Tried last year, but they didn't accept everybody because it was the 50th anniversary. So
gotcha.
It was a big year. So after the last festival, many pilots retired, so
yeah,
there's more place for new pilots.
That's awesome. Is the law in Canada different from the U.S. as far as like piloting or?
No, it's the same.
Same?
Yeah, it's the same.
Okay. Awesome. I love it. That's awesome. Well, I don't want to take too much of your time. I'm just kind of visiting with everybody. Can you tell me your name?
Alex.
Alex. Oh, okay, awesome. Well, it's so nice to meet you. Thank you.
I'm crew for a guy named Tim Culler.
Okay.
Tim Culler is flying a balloon called Technicolor.
Okay.
K-U-L-L-E-R.
Okay.
And on Wednesday.
I love it. It's so nice. It's so nice.
On Wednesday, Special Shapes, we got to fly in one of the best days ever.
It's been beautiful here. This is the first day I've been able to come up, but I love it. This is amazing.
It's excellent.
Like, I just can't believe it. I'm having so much fun here. So you said, so you're with the crew team?
I'm crew on a balloon.
Okay. So will you explain to people like what a crew does? Like what is your job like with the balloon?
Sure. So I can stand this way and show you.
Yeah.
So usually all the crews have this truck, right?
Okay.
They've all got a big truck to do what they've got to do.
Yep.
They all carry it in a trailer.
Okay.
The trailer has everything they need, including the gondola or the basket.
Okay.
The envelope, which is kind of the part that does all the work, the balloon.
Okay.
And a cart to carry the balloon in.
Oh yeah, let me zoom in on that.
As you see, they always have an inflation fan, and the inflation fan is what they use to cold inflate the balloon.
Okay.
Once it's cold inflated, then they can use the burners, and the burners will heat that cold air. The balloon will then stand up and be buoyant.
And that fan is just like a regular, it looks like a gem fan almost.
Sure, let's go over and look at it.
Yeah.
This fan is an industrial fan specific to the sport of ballooning.
Okay, here it is.
Inflation fans are at the right RPM and the right angle.
Okay.
It's usually a gas fuel motor, and then it has wheels so they can get it right where they need and angle it perfectly into the balloon.
Perfect. So then you said that cold air is then heated up when we put obviously the flame on it, and then that expands the rest of the balloon.
It does. And then if you'll notice when they're flying at night, Oh, we have a kiss.
Yeah,
They're
I was
kissing.
gonna say they are kissing. Look at that. Okay.
We've got a really good kiss going here.
That's awesome. No, you really helped explain that, because I don't think unless people do this, they have any clue what goes into this sport.
Well, let me tell you why we're here.
Okay.
So if you look at this mountain right here,
Yes.
this mountain is the Sandia Mountain. The Sandia Mountain is 10,400 feet above sea level, and we are standing about a mile high over sea level. And at night, we're talking 3, 4 in the morning, there's really cold air up there. And as the sun starts to rise and the sun starts to move this cold mass of air, it comes up the Sandia Crest, which is this mountain edge up there.
Yes.
And it drops good 4,000 or 5,000 feet into this valley,
Okay.
where it is drawn
Okay.
towards the Rio Grande Valley
Which
in
is
the
here.
west. And
Over
as
here.
this cold air comes tumbling off 10,000 feet and drops to 1 mile down into the Rio Grande Valley in the west, it creates a huge conveyor of turbulent air that rotates. And each is a different variant of temperature. So it creates a special effect in Albuquerque called the Albuquerque box.
And that's why we have this here.
That's why it's specifically here. So therefore in the morning, the
Okay.
balloons can rise straight up
Okay.
in the air up to a certain temperature, go either south or north or south,
Okay.
and then go up a little higher, and then the wind changes and goes the other direction. And then they can lose their venting of the air, come back down, go the same direction, and they've completed a box.
So that's why they have to have a certain temperature. Like if it's not certain weather conditions, they can't fly.
Correct.
And that happened last year, right?
Yes,
a lot. Okay. So, but this year they had the perfect.
We had a perfect box.
Okay.
It was unbelievable.
So, how long have you been doing this?
Well, I have a vague memory when I was 7 years old,
Okay.
being taken to the mall show.
Okay.
And we didn't go in because I think it was really crowded.
Yeah.
But we saw it from like driving by, and my great aunt would always take us to the Coronado Mall.
Okay.
So then I think they vowed to bring us back the following year when they found out they were going to do it again. And then they did it again at the state fairgrounds,
Okay.
where I would later grow up as a teenager and go to all the heavy metal concerts at
Nice.
Tingley Coliseum right there.
Nice.
But that was the next generation of this fair. And then a number of years passed as they moved through the different fields that they did.
Uh-huh.
You're pointing at one of them right up there, the RV field right up there.
Okay.
Is the older field, the Sims field.
Okay.
So from the ellipse of the State Fair race cars, they end up at that Sims field. And then they always had their eye down on this quarry. This is a huge quarry that they always were watching, but it was being reclamated because it was a bad quarry, and they had really torn off quite a few cubic tons of earth to build Albuquerque. All the aggregate for the sidewalks, the foundations for houses, the asphalt streets came out of this quarry. This is this massive quarry.
I feel like you need to be a historian. Like seriously.
Oh, I am. I kind of am. It's
You,
kind of funny.
yeah. Okay. What do you do? Like, is this your?
I'm a builder contractor, but I was born and raised in Santa Fe, New Mexico, to the
Okay,
north of here.
we just visited all day yesterday.
Oh, good. The
Very
oldest city in the West.
We did all the shopping, the Pascals. We ate there. Do you like that? Yes.
2 thumbs up.
Yes, we ate there, and then we did, walked around. It was beautiful.
It is. It is.
So,
Oldest city in the West.
love it.
Name an older city in the Western movies.
I can't.
Santa Fe is it. I live in a 400-year-old colonial city by colonial Spaniards.
I love it.
1609, 1610.
So tell me your full name, because I don't think I got it on here.
Ray, middle initial A,
Okay.
last name Valdez with a Z, V-A-L-D-Z.
Do you have like a channel or anything for this?
I don't, but I have an open public Facebook and I have an open public Insta.
And you have all this on
And
there.
I'm searchable. If you search on,
Okay.
let's see, what are you going to search? Search Ray Valdez.
Okay.
Search Will Schuster's Zozobra, Z-O-Z-O-B-R-A.
Okay.
And you'll find out that I was the producer and builder of the pagan effigy for Santa Fe, a famous effigy by the artist Will Schuster from the 1920s, who
I know who Will Schuster is.
next
yes.
year we celebrate the 100th anniversary of his buddies burning a pagan effigy in the backyard. I'll pull out my phone in a second here and show you that.
I need to be friends with you, and like I'm sure other people listening to this will want to friend you because you seem like a wealth of knowledge. Honestly, check him out. He's like got it all. Look at that. Here he goes. Love it. Love it. Love it. This is some great stuff. I love it. Is there anything else you want to tell anybody about ballooning?
Oh, there's so much, but that was a good start, right?
It's a good start.
We were able to give them enough information.
We were.
I'll give you one of the key things about tonight.
Okay.
Over here, I want you to see, this is some professional tailgating right here.
Right. Oh yeah, you got the full
ballooning
grill.
at its finest.
That's right. You have to have, here's the cart you were talking about.
Yeah, these guys both have
that's
the
the cart.
beautiful trailers.
Trailer and cart.
And the two really amazing carts.
Yes.
You'll notice that all the balloons are tethered.
Yes.
The rope you see coming off their bumpers,
Yeah, let
all
me
of
get
them like to tether to their bumper.
Oh,
You'll see
okay.
they're always tethered to their bumper. Here's another version of an inflation fan.
Yeah, you can see.
And then the tether rope comes up to this yoke rope. This
Okay.
yoke rope comes up over into the frame
right
of the
there.
burner.
That's what he's talking about right there.
So at night at the morning when they launch, the tether rope of course is released and then the balloon goes up into the atmosphere. But
Perfect.
tonight for a twinkle glow or a glow-dio as we like to call them, they're tethered to their bumpers.
This is so awesome. Thank you for taking time to do all
Of
this.
course I love doing this. This is what my job is.
I love it.
Besides being crew, a few of us have a navigator job on the field. Navigators are information. So anytime we hear that there's information or social media or some facts that need to be helped with the whole enjoyment of the event, we step in and give directions or help.
Now let's talk about that because you're not always guaranteed where you're landing.
That's a good point. That's a good point. So, you know, the whims of this field are beautiful that we have the box effect, but at the same time, we're about to get a burn here. Here we go, kids.
So cool. Check it out. You guys, you have to watch the YouTube on this. There's too much not to see.
There is too much not to see.
If you just listen to the podcast on this one, you'll be missing out. So back to landing.
Oh yeah, back to landing. So I will say that, so I'm in a chase crew, and then on Wednesday we rode up in a balloon and got to be chased by our chase crew.
Nice.
And our landings have been different all week.
Okay.
So far he's flown about 6 times out of all the 9 available, and out of those 6 flights, they were all different landings. I had the great idea after 4 landings that we had to chase him in the village of Corrales, which is to the west of us.
Okay.
This village is hard because sometimes you're like, what side of the river are you on? Are
Yeah.
you on the west side of the Rio Grande or the east side of the Rio Grande? The river that causes this box effect. And that's important because there's 2 bridges only to cross this Rio Grande, said Rio Grande. And if you make the mistake, you're going almost, 30 more, 40 minutes out of your way.
Yes. Okay.
So, but I was driving back home to Santa Fe the other night, and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna put an apple pod, an apple tag in his pocket. And so yesterday, we flew with an apple tag in his pocket.
Nice.
And I was able to, on my Find Your app, track him directly to where he landed in the cul-de-sac near the park here.
Don't you love technology?
It's the only way we do this. And it's odd because all of this, hot air ballooning, is new technology and a constant evolving technology.
How old is this?
Well,
sport?
we're starting out at the 51st Annual International Convention.
Yes.
And it was only 2 short years before they held their first rally
That
that
they even
ballooning
had it?
and rallying of this particular style of balloon had been created.
So 53 years.
I'd say 53 years to the modern era of ballooning.
Wow.
However, you're looking at the modern, the new generation. The fact that he can send liquid propane, which is what he's doing. He's venting liquid propane in a burner. When he flies, he's doing vaporized propane. So when you see the big burner that's a different color and a different sound, that's vaporized liquid propane. Right now he's just sending up liquid propane and his burner is igniting it for the flicker burn. Therefore, he's only keeping his air a certain temperature.
So what was the before that? Like, how did they do it?
Well, a minute ago, to get the balloon buoyant,
Yeah.
they did run the vaporized version with his burner, like they're doing right over there. There's a version that you'll see is
yes.
a little bit different than this flicker version.
Yes.
And then you'll always see the candle is lit. This is called the candle is lit.
Candle lit. Okay.
Candle is lit. It's always lit. This is the modern era.
So that's the vapor. That one over there.
Yeah, where there's no color.
Yes.
See how there's no light? That's
Yes.
pure. That's pure liquid vapor.
Okay. Okay.
Watch, come over and he can tell you about
Okay.
it.
We were talking about the difference between the vapor and the. We were just talking. Is it okay if we record?
Oh, look at that. See, that's buoyant.
Yeah.
He's
Look, it's
buoyant,
coming.
but he's that's called negative buoyancy. Look at that. He's perfectly negative. So, can you tell us about that was the liquid propane version?
Oh, I think we're not good enough in English.
Oh, but you're beautiful. This is the modern technology, beautiful modern tech.
Thank you. Go to see him.
She's putting it off.
She pawned us over.
She pawned
Oh, better English. Okay, thank you.
She pawned us off.
Help me with your name so I remember you.
Jodell.
Jodell.
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
Jodell.
I want to definitely.
Let's go this way quick.
Yeah.
There's a better view of this one. Let me show you a racing balloon.
All right.
So this shape here you're coming upon, this is a racing shape balloon.
Is it more like long?
It's a little more oblong.
It's a little more oblong.
It's a smaller version.
See the oblong shape? That's what he's talking about.
And it has a venting capability so it can maneuver easily.
Wow. Now that's more the flame.
What a good night.
Look at that.
All right.
Very cool.
And those are the guys you're following. En scout de toi.
Nice.
I think Frenchmen, right? Is
French?
what I think.
Sounds French?
So, do you know about the zebras?
No.
So this man right here is an official on the field.
Oh, right here.
Yeah,
the
he's
ref.
dressed as a referee,
The
right?
ref, yeah.
So when they first started these rallies 51 years ago, they decided they needed an official, someone with a whistle, someone with knowledge of launching so that he could take responsibility as a launch director. So they
Okay.
thought, well, the easiest thing to see on the field is dressed in a referee costume.
Got you.
And over time, though, this referee costume converted into the fun, whimsical designs you'll see them wearing now, and they became affectionately known as zebras.
Nice.
So our flight directors are zebras. They have all the authority on the field. They have the authority at the highest level to move people out of the way, protect everybody on the field, whether it's a balloon coming in or any of the dangers that exist on this field.
So how do they decide who moves when?
Well, there's several factors because at a certain point in the morning when they launch these, they launch in waves. They launch starting over the A's and then work their way across the field.
Okay.
And it depends on which way the box is blowing in the morning, whether it's going south or north. And depending on those circumstances, they launch the balloons in waves.
Gotcha.
And the referee will come up to the pilot and ask them, are you ready to fly? And then say, I'll look for overhead traffic.
Okay.
And then you're ready to go.
Look at that. I also learned today that you do not allow a drone near these because we were pulled over on the highway and some kids had a drone and 3 cops instantly showed up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is considered a FAA special use airspace.
Yeah.
almost on the same par as the National Laboratory or the Sandia National Laboratory or the Kirtland Air Force Base, or perhaps the Albuquerque International Airport.
So not a good plan to fly drones during this event.
We're gonna hear about that in the news,
Yeah,
right?
yep. I got it on my secret body cam though, so maybe I'll upload it for everybody.
Because they did get the footage, didn't they?
Yes,
They must have gotten the
They
footage.
totally took the drone.
I would say, you know, we're going to see technology evolve over the years. Tonight you're about to see the drone show, by the way. Right there in this region is the drone show line.
Okay.
Have you seen the drones yet?
We saw them from the highway this morning.
Okay, tonight will be the view.
Okay,
They're
sweet.
right there. In fact, within 5 minutes after these start going down, the drone show happens.
Okay.
And then the fireworks show happens in the quarry over to the north.
Very cool.
Halfway through that fireworks show, it starts doing something we call the candle line, where there's a fireworks line along the fence.
This is amazing.
And they do a double grand finale off each corner
I love it.
from the north side to the west side.
This has been the coolest day. It really
so
has.
glad you had that.
It really has. All right. How long have you been flying?
A long time.
Yeah?
Yes.
Sorry. he doesn't want to answer.
You ran out, I'm sorry.
So somebody was telling me this is more of a racing balloon.
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Okay, then it's because it's got the longer shape, it makes it go faster, or how's that work?
It's not really about it going faster through the air horizontally. It's about it moving up and down a little quicker
Okay.
to get to directional air.
Okay, so moving the vertical, not horizontal, as fast.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, how long did it take you to get your license and things? I haven't asked anybody that.
You know, after I came back from Randall's, it was in a Cracker Jack box.
He's not a fan of my questions. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I'm just talking to different people. How long have you been doing the pilot thing?
I've been piloting since 1989.
89, that's amazing. Are you from around here?
We're from Western New York near Buffalo.
Okay, is this one of the only, do you go to all of the festivals or just kind of a couple each year?
This is one of the few that we go to, but there's maybe a half a dozen.
Okay, amazing. And how long, like if somebody was interested in getting into ballooning, how long is it, do you know? I don't know if it's changed since you did
Albuquerque is a wonderful area to learn to fly in because there's so many flyable days per year. There's probably 300 flyable days in a year.
Wow.
Up near Buffalo, we're lucky if we get 50 or 60 flyable days a year.
Okay.
And you also need to train with a commercial pilot. And in our area, there's only 2 or 3.
Okay.
Down here, there's 300.
Wow.
So this is a wonderful area.
So they need to move to New Mexico if they
Well,
want.
that's why New Mexico is called the world capital of ballooning.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, I won't take up too much of your time. What's your favorite thing about this sport?
About this,
Yeah.
the sport,
Yep.
sharing the story of the risen Christ with people.
Love it.
That's part of the Great Commission that we were charged with in the Bible.
Love it. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Guys, this really has been an incredible time. So Jocelyn and I today, the day started off honestly a little rough. We left what time, Joss?
At 3 in the morning.
We left at 3 in the morning. We're staying at an Airbnb in Taos, and it's about 2.5 hours away. So our plan was to get here at 5:30 for the opening, and we got here at that time, right, Joss?
Yeah.
And then what happened? She's distracted by the bright lights, you guys. Then what?
This is the most magical thing ever.
You heard it. You heard it straight from her mouth. So what happened when we got here originally?
We got stuck in traffic. The traffic was backed up for I don't even know how long.
We probably spent 4 hours sitting within a 3-mile window, and then we found out that the parking lots were all closed.
They were all filled to capacity.
Yeah, they were all filled to capacity, and we think that they had roughly 80,000 spots, and they still didn't have any room. Okay, so that tells you an idea of how massive this event is.
Well, we don't know how many spots they actually had.
Well, that was how many people they were expecting.
Oh, okay.
I think, like to be at this show. So, anyways, so we pulled over on the side of the highway. We got some great pictures of the balloons taking off for their morning run. And then we did watch a couple interesting things.
Well, okay, so while we were in the traffic waiting, we watched the balloons ascend, which was the whole entire reason why we were supposed to get there early to begin with in the first place. But we didn't get there early enough, and then they were all at capacity, so we couldn't get in there. So yes, then we decided we were trying to find
She's so distracted, you guys. So then we did watch one of them.
Yes, but before we did that, we actually were trying to get off at other exits that were all blocked off by the police. They wouldn't let us go in any of the other exits down the road from the highway.
Right.
So then we decided to pull off the highway, even though the sign said no parking in these areas. Like, it was like they already knew, like they had this really well planned out for where people couldn't go. Everybody was parked off the side of the road, so we decided to too. And that was also the General Mills factory, so it smelled like cake, which was nice.
We did like the cake smell. We did like that.
And then we started just watching all the balloons and taking pictures.
Yeah, so then we actually watched a balloon crash into the highway, which was already completely backed off. So not being involved in that was pretty humorous to watch the crew frantically try to clear the balloon from the highway. And we also watched, like I was telling the other guy, the drone, we watched these 3 younger guys get in trouble for their drone by the police. But you heard why that was.
Because you're not allowed to have fly drones.
Yeah. The other guy was talking about how it's as serious as like airplanes and everything else, like the FFA. So, anyways, but after that, we decided to take a break. We went and got some bagels. We regrouped.
Yes.
And we found a back street somewhere, and we walked about a mile to come in. And the afternoon here was pretty like low key because there were no balloons out until this evening again. So they had some live music, lots of shopping. We found these really cool wool hats. I'll put a picture on the YouTube channel for you. You guys will be entertained by those. And anyways, and we got these really cool air chairs. And basically, we hung out, and now we're getting to enjoy the festivities this evening. But really, it's like the coolest thing. It was so worth all the earlier pains, wasn't it, Joss?
It was.
This is really amazing, you guys. Really amazing.